Hi, everybody. I'm trying to get my lighting right in my office, and it's not really going so well, but I'm working on it. I hope everybody had a really great Thanksgiving. So, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I absolutely love it, mostly because it's a huge so it's not like materialized. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas is, right? And so I do love Christmas, but it's really about family getting together, eating really great home cooked food traditionally, and then indulging in some pecan pie. That's what I do. But oftentimes you get wrapped up in some really awesome conversations. And Charlie's mom's house, we played games. So we played Uno, and by rules that I have never played before. So there's that. Hey there, Emily and Peter. And so, we just really had a great time. And I will say, yes, I did indulge in turkey. No gravy, though. I'm not a big gravy person, or mashed potatoes or stuffing, but all of the vegetables. I think I had 2 helpings of salad. And then, yes, I did have wine, and maybe just a lot of wine. I love red wine. So definitely a fun day. I will say, though, that I finally now am feeling like a whole person. So, last week on the 19th, now it's like 10 days ago, which is really crazy, a week and a half ago, Andrea Bagshaw, Emily Aborn, and we brought together over 150 women in the state of New Hampshire for Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And there was a lot of work leading up to that. And I think, sometimes we go so fast to get things done. It goes for the holidays, it goes for projects, it goes for work, that we sometimes lose focus of what's really important. And so it's kind of like, we got through this really, really big event, and then we go into Thanksgiving week immediately after. And it's like we slowed down enough to enjoy family and maybe perhaps do things with them that we have been not able to do for the last few weeks leading up to a big event. And, to be able to take a step back from all of that, it was almost like, and the new moon happened, if anybody follows energy or astrology or anything like that. And so, coming into Thanksgiving week, coming into a new moon, and getting rid of all of the energy that was absorbed by being in a room full of 150 plus women, it's almost like I was hungover from that. And then going into family day and, drinking and eating things that I don't normally do, it's kind of like a big decompressed day for me today, which is, really great. I'm feeling really good. But I do want to recognize, though, that the holidays are stressful. So now, we're going into the most wonderful time of the year, right? For me, tomorrow is my father's death anniversary. So tomorrow is his 10 years since he's been gone. And so for this time of year, for me, just a few days after Thanksgiving, 10 years ago, my father passed away. It's really hard, right? And so, regardless of what our relationship was like, he was still my dad, and I still miss him. So, there's not a great time of year to ever lose a parent or anybody in your life. But I think, a lot of times we assume that people are just sort of getting by. We fail to check in. We don't want to bring up the hardships. But, Heather and I talk about on the podcast this coming week about being estranged from your family. And I think that the holidays can bring up a lot of anxiety. Well, I know that the holidays can bring up a lot of anxiety and stress for people, for the loss of loved ones, for not being home, for my military friends that are deployed or have been deployed before. For I live far away from my family. My family lives in Florida, so spending all of the holidays with my husband's family isn't always easy for me. And then finally seeing my family, I feel like I've missed out, right? So I'm a stranger. Everybody was over my Uncle Bob's yesterday, and I wasn't there, and I was super bummed about it. And it kind of takes a little bit away from the experience that I'm currently having. So I do want to acknowledge that a lot of people are going through hard times this time of year, and to be mindful of that. And don't be scared to ask the question, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you okay? Is there anything that you want to talk about? Bring up the elephant in the room, because more than likely, I would love to talk about my father. So if anybody wants to ask, you're more than welcome to. Don't assume that I don't want to, because it might be sad. Because there's a lot of really fun things to talk about too. And to have people acknowledge the pain really makes it a lot easier to function this time of year, rather than us having to hide behind a mask and just look happy. So I challenge you to do the uncomfortable thing and don't make assumptions for how people are going to react or what they're going to say, and make it okay to be vulnerable this time of year, and make it okay to talk about the stress that you're feeling, and take the time to stop and breathe. Emily Aborn, I think she's watching on Facebook right now. I told her for some reason on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I was like, I need to meditate right now. I need to do it. I went into the meditation challenge that she's doing and she built this. And I did a 5-minute meditation. They have a whole playlist on Spotify. There's like 6 guided meditations for 5 minutes. And I had such clarity for quieting my mind for 5 minutes that it was like my business like strategy for 2020 like fully came together. It was completely crazy and it was magical. But that was because I gave myself the 5 minutes to actually quiet my mind. I wasn't thinking about Thanksgiving. I wasn't thinking about my dad. I wasn't thinking about work. I was thinking about nothing except for my breathing. And it was amazing how much came to me in that time. So, you know, I always, when I do my stress education workshops, I share with folks like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to sit by yourself in the silence for 30 minutes to meditate. You can drive your car and be mindful and guide yourself out loud through the drive, just to quiet your mind, to focus on what is in front of you right now, because you'll be amazed at what the universe gives back to you when you actually do that. So, so I do want to just throw that out there. And again, the whole like, don't make assumptions thing, I think that's really important. And everybody knows that I like to talk about the shit that nobody else wants to. So if you want to chat, feel free to message me. I'm always open to having the conversation. And I hope you guys enjoy this weekend and enjoy leftovers and, you know, take advantage of the time that you have with family if you can, and just, you know, take it one day at a time. That's all we can ask. Your best is all you can give right now, and that's all we can ask for. So have a great day, guys. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.